Hi, I'm Rebecca Chiafullo, and today I wanted to go over how to create a light leak in your film. If you're looking for a great way to add a little creative flair to your film, learning how to do this is a great tool. You can use them in music videos, commercials, and overall use them as a simple transition between two clips with a purpose. In this tutorial, you will learn how to create something that looks like this. So for my sequence here, I wanted a light leak between these two clips, the part where he's kissing her head and the part where he is spinning her. I'm changing the color of these clips so you guys can follow along. So these are the two clips that we are going to want to transition between. One of the great things that I would suggest doing is downloading a bunch of them and starting to get to know the ones that you like the best. So for this is just my small folder of a few of the ones I like. First, you just choose the light leak that you want. So for example, this is the light leak that I want on my film. Just a few shapes really fast. And we're gonna take that clip and we're gonna place it over our two clips where there's a cut. It can depend on where you want it to transition. Maybe you want it more towards the front end, or you want it towards the back end. That's something that you can stylistically do. A lot of people find the brightest point in the light leak and put it in between the cut point, but for my purposes, that's not a big deal for me. So the first thing that you want to do after you place your light leak in between two different clips is go to the effect control panel and go to blend mode. And there's a bunch of different types of blend modes that you can experiment with, but my favorite in the beginning has always been screen. It basically just brings the opacity down without taking out the integrity of the actual light leak. And you can also adjust the opacity right here if you untoggle this clock. So an additional thing that you can do if you really want to change things up is you can also start messing around with different color exposure, with different color tints and different exposures, and basically just playing around with colors and playing around with blend modes. So after you place down your light leak, you kind of want to start to re-watch your whole sequence just to see if it fits. So for example, this is my final sequence. So after you do your light leak, you can decide to do similar ones throughout your video. My biggest recommendation is not to stick with the same one the whole time because it can get repetitive, and try to choose different ones based on that portion of your video. So in this area, this is when in the video it starts to get a little bit turbulent and people are starting to fight. So I want to find one that's a little bit more chaotic. So you can go through your light leaks, find something that's a little bit more rigid. So for me, I think this one right here would make a cool effect. So I'm gonna bring that onto my timeline in between the clips that I want it to be revealed that there's a fight. So right now, it covers it completely until I go back to effect controls and make the blend mode under screen. So now I have more of a chaotic fight scene. And I can break this up, I can bring this opacity down to make it fit what I want. So now there's a little bit more chaos within it. If you feel like something's a little bit too rigid, you can always add different default transitions on either end, and it will just kind of smoothen out your clips and make it not so harsh, but it really depends on the look that you're going for. And on that note, it basically ends this video. I hope you are able to create light leaks in your films now. Please leave any comments below if there's any suggestions of what tutorials you guys would want to look at in the future. And to end the video, this is what the final result looks like.